starting to follow this trail deeper and deeper. And just like we learned in the Pine Rocklands video, we have here as well large patches of periphyton, which are the base of our food chain in the Everglades. So nice and spongy. Looks like a wonderfully healthy habitat here. And look at these epiphytes, just stunning. That is what we call a bald cypress tree. These bald cypress trees can grow anywhere from 100, 150 feet tall. Now historically, in the early to mid 1900s, these bald cypress trees were used as building material, and they were logged out by the thousands, unfortunately. And that's because these are very good, flexible, hardy trees that were very productive for building purposes. Within all of this green, there are so many plants. I could talk about it for days, but one of them specifically I would love to talk about are the ferns. So seedless vascular ferns are some of the oldest of our planet that are still here today, and they're pretty cool. So if we look on the underside of this fern here, you can see these little orangish yellowish dots. Now these are actually the sporangia clusters in which the fern uses to reproduce. So it's seedless and vascular because it uses these spores to spread, and with that spread it's going to mix with another fern somewhere nearby and reproduce. How cool is that? Look at that beauty. Alright you guys, so this is what we call the remains, or a pretty yummy snack for some migratory birds. This is the remains of an apple snail. Pretty cool stuff. So the beaks of certain birds have been adapted to be in a curved shape, such as a snail kite, and they're able to pick the snail right out of there. Another really cool aquatic plant is this lemon bacopa species. So it kind of feels squishy, and it has these beautiful vibrant green leaves. But the reason I'm talking about it, I wish you guys could smell through the camera, but if you squish it in between your hands, just like this, and then you smell it, it smells very strongly like lemon scents. So historically, Native Americans would use this as a mosquito repellent. How interesting. If you rub it all over your body, you will have a natural preventative measure against mosquitoes. So remember Everglades lubber from the last video? They're not only home to the Pine Rocklands, and they actually shed their coat multiple times. And this seems to be an adult, a mature Everglades lubber. Just beautiful, the coloration. Wow. Got a little rain on him. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this, but we have an alligator gar hiding under a spongy, patchy piece of periphyton. I'm gonna sneak up on him. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I'm so close to him. There's his tail fin. Oh, look at that. I wish you guys could see this right now. Look at this guy. Oh, his nose is right there. Look at him, look at him, look at him. He's just hanging out. Hey, buddy. Look at this alligator gar. Just walking right next to him. Look at that. Just swimming away. Bye, buddy. Alright, so I was following this trail back here, moving north from our Cypress Dome, and I stumbled across none other than this magnificently beautiful butterfly orchid. A bushel of them. So if we look at my National Audubon Society book, this is our butterfly orchid. Alrighty, and if we're going to talk about the butterfly orchid, we can't not talk about the lichen in which it grows from. Look at the bulbs of this orchid flourishing on the lichen. So lichen is a dual organism made up of a fungus and a colony of microscopic green algae or cyanobacteria, and they work together. So they are mutualistic in their symbiotic relationship, and the fungus surrounds the algae. It absorbs water, mineral, organic substances from the soil, the rock, the tree bark, and the algae supplies carbohydrates produced by photosynthesis. So these are essential for the growth and the development of these beautiful orchids. So orchids, there's thousands and thousands of different species and varieties of orchids. They're very sensitive and they need this lichen to survive. So this is just such a beautiful mat of lichen right here. Look at that.